Vowel and consonant. Before we proceed with the description and classification of speech sounds, we need to understand the categorize vowel and consonant and try and define them satisfactorily. Vowel and consonant are popularly defined with reference to the letters of the alphabet. Thus, the letters A, E, I, O, U are called vowels and the rest are consonants. This definition is misleading because vowel and consonant are essentially categories of speech sounds. When we label the letters of the alphabet as vowel and consonant, we probably do it on the basis of the assumption that there is perfect correspondence between the letters and the sounds they stand for. This correspondence, unfortunately, is not perfect in any language, least of all in English. Vowel and consonant are also defined in phonetic and linguistic terms. When we define them in phonetic terms, we do so with reference to their production. When we define them in linguistic terms, we refer to their function in a given language. In phonetic terms, a vowel is a sound for whose production the oral passage is unobstructed, so that the air can flow from the lungs to the lips and beyond without being stopped, without having to squeeze through a narrow construction which would cause audible friction. A consonant, on the other hand, is a sound for whose production the air current is completely stopped or is forced through a narrow constriction which causes audible friction. Let us look at a few examples. For instance, the English word bar. The vowel represented by the letters R is produced with the mouth wide open and the tongue low in the mouth. The air passage is unobstructed and the air passes into the atmosphere outside without any friction. The sound is therefore called a vowel. The sound represented by the letter B is produced by a complete closure of the oral passage of air at the two lips, and then the sudden release of the air held behind the closure. Thus, there is an obstruction for a while to the flow of air from the lungs. Because of this obstruction, the resultant sound is regarded as a consonant. Take for instance the English word SWE. The sound represented by the letter E is produced by raising the front of the tongue fairly high so that the passage between the tongue and the hard palate is fairly narrow but not narrow enough to cause any audible friction in the sound produced. The sound is therefore regarded as a vowel. In the production of the S sound in the English word C, the tip and blade of the tongue rise so high towards the teeth ridge that the passage of air is very narrow and the air passes out with audible friction. Thus the sound is a consonant. As we have just seen, the phonetic definition of vowel and consonant does not depend on any other criteria. nor does it depend on the rules of any particular language. But if we describe vowel and consonant in linguistic terms, then we need to study the function of a sound in a given language. Let us take the initial sounds in the English words yell and wind. In the production of these sounds, there is no obstruction to the airflow and no narrowing to cause audible friction. The two sounds in phonetic terms must therefore be regarded as vowels, but the English language regards them as consonants because they function as consonants. They always occupy the position of consonants in English words and take the article a rather than an before them, unlike English vowels. Thus we get a yell, a wind, not an yell or an wind.